Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Check the pulse of Husker Nation. Brought to you by Nebraska Spine Hospital. Not supposed to be a tongue twister, but there you have it. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is about the level of excitement for a potential Big Ten football season come January. What's your level of excitement? What's mine? And UNL Chancellor Ronnie Green said there is a growing level of enthusiasm for a football season that starts in January. All right, we'll come back to that in a minute. But he said it would mostly be played in dome stadiums, probably in NFL cities. So here are NFL cities with dome stadiums. New Orleans, the Saints. Atlanta, the Falcons. Retractable roofs, which also count Houston, the Texans. Arizona, the Cardinals. Dallas, the Cowboys. None of those are even close to Big Ten countries, so they don't seem like reasonable options. But here are the three that are in Big Ten cities. The Minnesota Vikings, the Detroit Lions, and Indianapolis, where the Big Ten Conference Championship game is played every year. So there's 8 total options, but 3 that are realistic when it comes to playing in a dome. Now, most college football games are either at noon Eastern time, 3:30, or you got the night game. So this kind of gives you 9 different time slots, so to speak. You got 3 cities, 3 different time slots per city. 3 times 3 is 9. Yes, I was not a math major. But there's 14 teams in the Big Ten, which means 7 games every weekend. So 7 games for 9 different time slots. This, in theory, could actually work. All right, now about this growing level of enthusiasm. My reaction when I saw that was, what? It's gone from a level 1 to a 2? That was my reaction. So I've spoke about some of this before. Okay, but just to reiterate, playing in January. The dome thing seems feasible. Actually makes kind of logical sense if you're going to go in January. But you got the issue of cold and flu season and COVID. So here's the deal. Let's say Adrian Martinez, okay? Let's say Justin Fields of Ohio State, all right? Let's say one of these guys gets a cold, but we have no idea if it's COVID or not. Now, I know there's a lot more COVID tests. You get the tests a lot quicker than you used to, but what if he comes down with this on Friday evening? What if it's even Thursday evening and you can't get it back for 2 days? Okay, what if a quarterback or a running back or a prominent player or players has to miss a game because either they have COVID, okay, or you don't know if they do because they came down with something before the game. So this is going to be a big issue, especially in January and February, where people tend to get sick a lot. All right, now I mentioned this yesterday on my show yesterday. If you missed that show, go back and check it out. I'm still holding out hope. Not very likely, though, that there could be football in the Big Ten in the fall. It just doesn't seem likely after Kevin Warren had to say. But here's the deal. All right, doing fall camp during the holidays. So if you're going to start in January, like early January, you got to do camp throughout Christmas and the holidays. And I understand bowl prep is normally there. But again, this just doesn't seem quite necessary. And I guess if you want to have football and you're going to do everything possible, I guess that's fine. There's still the problem of it's going to be 2 full seasons in less than a year. So if you go January, February, March, because most college football seasons are September, October, November, then actually you've got another month of bowl prep. All right, so I don't think there's going to be bowl games. All right, but if you just went January, February, March, all right, 3 months, then you'd have about 3 months off, and then you'd have another full season that's 3 or 4 months long. I don't know, for me, I thought this was about player safety. Now, national championships may be out of the question this year, but if the SEC, Big 12, and ACC play in the fall, and then the Big 10 and Pac-12 do play in the winter, the SEC is just going to say, hey, our top 4 teams are the top 4 teams in the country, and they all share the national championship, because that's how it's going to work, especially when you watch ESPN SEC network. All right, now, I still fully expect them to cancel the season, by the way. They're just postponing the cancelment, in my mind, to January. I hope I'm wrong, though. The fall would be better. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. If it does happen, at least we get football. That is the one thing I will say. If it does happen, at least we get some sort of football. If it does happen, it does need to be a shorter season, though. It would probably be 10 games. But again, 10 games and then another full season in the fall of 12 games plus a potential championship game plus bowl games. And if you're the team in the college football playoff, you could play 10 games. Then you could play 15 games. That's 25 games potentially, all right, at most, in less than a full year. Ladies and gentlemen, that's crazy. All right, here's the thing. We'll figure this out as we go along, or we won't. Kevin Warren, you need to communicate a little bit better. He's in a much higher position than I am, but anyways. My level of enthusiasm for football, they call it spring, but it's winter. January, February is winter football. It's grown from a 1 to a 2 or 3 because it's the only way it appears that we might have football in the Big Ten. So because of that, it's at least grown a little bit on me, but that's the only reason it's grown. All right, so what are your thoughts? Do you think it's going to happen in January, February, in the spring, when it's really the winter? Do you think they're just postponing a cancelment? If it does happen, in my opinion, at least we're getting some sort of football. They are going to have to shorten things so we don't kill kids in a 1 year time span. At least it's something. So my level of excitement has grown from a 1 to a 2 or a 3. But let me know your thoughts. You guys run this show. Let me know what you think. Go big, red, and always remember to throw the bones. Thanks again to our sponsor, Nebraska Spine Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's your spine, you do not want to mess around, and experience matters. That's why you can trust the experts at Nebraska Spine Hospital, the region's only spine-specific hospital. They are the best at what they do.